you want to get a drink or do whatever, you're more than welcome to now.
All right, yeah, I'll do that real quick. Okay, perfect. All right, just give me a second to hop in.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. Tonight, for Week 6, I'm bringing to you... they're low in standings, but a win for either team really solidifies their positioning as we start heading ready for the playoff season. Tonight, I'm bringing you Maniacs versus Cael'Thas. Can't spell. I'm sure as you see these guys, a lot of people will recognize the names. Lamort, I'm joined, my co-caster tonight is going to be Lamort. He's the healer of Phoenix Rising Citrine. So Lamort, while you're getting into the lobby, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, like Sparak said, I'm a healer for Phoenix Rising Citrine. Just new to casting, excited to cast alongside Sparhawk, who I enjoy watching all of his casts, and excited to talk about the game.
Have you been able to find the lobby link yet?
No. Could you guys drop it one more time, actually? I think I need to join NGS. Is it just /join?
Yes, /join capital NGS. Are you in a PR esports chat?
I'm not in that one either.
Okay, one sec. I don't have your name.
Join.
If you join in NGS, just look for my name or like Crush.
Yeah.
Right, and then
find your name here in a second.
Yeah, and then just right click and hit join. So tonight I'm bringing you guys, like I say, a Division E matchup with Animaniacs, who are currently 3-8, versus Cael'Thas, can't spell. And let us quickly, I'll take you to the draft screen while Lamort is heading in, and we'll get things underway and discuss the maps. So just give me 1 second and we will go from there. Alrighty, so as we can see, Cael'Thas can't spell, won the coin toss, and they decided to go first pick. Seems to be the norm for NGS this season, with Animaniacs taking maps. So Animaniacs banned Cursed Hollow and Towers of Doom, and Cael'Thas can't spell, banned Battlefield of Eternity and Tomb of the Spider Queen, in which case Animaniacs is taking us to Braxis Holdout for our first map of the evening. So tell me, Lamort, do you have any thoughts on Braxis? Like how you guys like to play it and what you expect from Division C?
Braxis, it's one of those maps where it's really an opportunity for each team to see who's a little bit better around the team fight. Lets the offlaners kind of duke it out a little bit. So this will be a fun map to see these two teams versus to start off the series. To see who really likes to duke it out a little bit more, who plays around the offlaner a little bit more.
Sounds good. All right, I'm going to let them know that we are ready to go, and we can get into it when they are. All right. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this matchup. I wasn't sure when I was picking it up, but I know players from Cael'Thas can't spell, and I just loved the icon for Animaniacs with the Anna Sleep On variant. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick this one up, and I'm thinking it's gonna be a good one. I love casting Division C.
Yep, it's a good div, good competitive games
for sure. All right, so right now we're just waiting for the teams to be ready and to get back I mean, to set themselves up and be ready to get into this game. So hopefully that'll happen pretty soon. Whoa, 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 wait a second. Got a question. Never mind. They came, they saw, they left. They probably clinked on the wrong lobby. Alright, so it looks like we have casters ready. One team is ready. Just waiting on the finalization. Oh, I better tell them we're good. Alright. Just waiting to see these guys take us into the draft, and here we go. So let's get into the draft. As per normal, I'm showing my ugly mug for those of you who haven't seen it. Lamort decided he didn't want to overshine me with his beauty and grace, so he decided to not be on camera tonight, which is fine. So let's boast off of your experience. Tell me what you would expect to see out. Sorry, I'm laughing because the Anna ban was the first one. But what would you expect to see teams trying to recruit on this map?
Yeah, well, we see. Well, this is going very fast, but we do see the Chromie takeaway. That's a very good poke hero on this map. We are going to be looking for Zerg clear. I think is something that's pretty big. Junkrat offers kind of the same thing as Chromie in the sense of poke, as well as that Zerg clear. Normally, the kind of tank pickup is something that has a little bit more control of the point. The Muradin, Johanna. It'll be interesting to see where they go with their offlaners here, on who kind of gets the first pick on the offlaner, who wants to hold for the counter.
Do you think we would see a Rexar on this map at this division?
I could see it. We do see the Sonya being picked up first. That does give on a Maniacs the opportunity to counter pick if they do so. So we could see a Prio on the bot lane here in their picks here.
Right. And who, if your team was to play going against the Sonya, who would you look to want to put against the Sonya? Like like a Leoric, or could Rexar go a dual Sonya in the off lane rather well, or no?
Yeah, well, I do think that the Rexar matchup would be more of a skill matchup. So if Maniacs do have a good Rexar player, I do think that they could pull it off. I know that our offlaner, Chad, he does like to play Kira a lot. Just auto-attack Kira. Just really a brain-off kind of hero that can kind of win most matchups. Stun the Sonya out of her spins and just trade out healing against her in that moment. So that'll be interesting to see.
And we're seeing Uther and Gul'dan picked up for Animaniacs for their 1-2. And Cael'Thas Can't Spell went their 2-3 with Cassia and Joanna. So we're already locking in their tank. I like the Garrosh ban and the Tassadar ban. Both of them can create hell. And Tassadar does have good wave clear. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, 100%. I am curious to see if Animaniacs actually go for double support here. And if they stick with the Uther main tank. Gul'dan's a good battery for Ariel, and Ariel's a good map. Oh, nope, there's the Muradin. Oh, but there is the double support. Interesting.
So are we thinking Divine Shield with... Well, all they have left to pick is their offlaner, by the looks of it.
Yeah, so it is going to be like that hyper carry Gul'dan here. Interesting.
I agree. Oh, little big one. Thank you for the follow. And hey, Ace, how are you doing tonight, my friend? Welcome to the cast. So we end the draft for Cael'Thas with Cael'Thas and Lily. And we have Malthael. So it looks like it's going to be Malthael versus Sonya.
Yep.
Now, do you think Lily is going to go a strictly healing build, or do you think they will go the Water Dragon build?
That's interesting. I don't see a lot of CC threat onto the Lily. I think that Johanna will be tanking a lot of that, so I don't So she might not be going into like that passive fast feet build. So she could tech into more of the heal. Normally that's what I would do if I was a solo support Lily. But a lot of people have been running that water dragon.
Would you like to introduce Animaniacs while we're on the load screen?
100%. So on Maniacs, we do have Sir Watson the second on that Uther. We have Duck Rogers on Muradin, Yotaru on Malthael, Sheepish Lion on the Anduin, and Peels on Peels on the Gul'dan.
All right, and I'm using the caster sheet overlay. We have Ulysses on Sonia, the dwarf on Joanna, good friend of mine. Crushinator, another good friend, on Cassia. Cael'Thas, played by... Oh, I can't see it.
Kavlor.
Kavlor, that's it. Too many good lucks. And we have Lily, played by...
5,
Eric...
4, 3,
Eric Elric?
1.
Sorry about that if I name butchered. It's just one of the caster problems I suffer, among many. Alright, so let's shift out. Let's show some talents. Yeah, done right away. And Uther's going for the Hammer of the Lightbringer. Are you surprised by that, as opposed to like the W or the Q for mitigation? So it looks like he wants to be a tank as well.
Yeah, I think the CC follow up with the Muradin CC chain, I think that'll be actually pretty impactful.
So who do you feel wins the early game, and does it change late?
It's a good question. I feel like the double support will always be winning in these early brawls, as we see a pick on the Cael'Thas there.
Way out too far.
Yes. But as I was saying, I do think like these early skirmishes are going to favor the double support, especially with the Johanna tank. You lack that early CC, especially with the KT dead. You don't have that gravity lapse.
Oh, looks like they're going for Crushinator. Oh, and they secure a second kill.
Wow. Yeah, we're starting to see that CC combination going. A Stormbolt, the hammer from Uther, and then the root from Anduin.
Yeah, they have a lot of CC. And right away, they're picking up their flame bot camp on the side of Animaniacs. And Duck Rogers is just bullying them off the point because they don't know where they are. Well played by him. Sonya and Malthael are dueling it out in the top lane. None taking or trying to secure the point. So, if the momentum can shift, at what level do you think the shift happens at? Nice and stop.
Cassia hits some really good power spikes in her 7 if she chooses to go that burst damage style. Obviously, the Blessed Shield is going to be huge for them to engage. It'll allow KT to get more setup for himself. It'll really be interesting to see. I really think that 10s is what CCS3 will be looking for. Cael'Thas can't spell.
Yeah, just a little bit of poke back and forth. Camp's already gone on the bottom. Dwarf trying to take that point.
Yeah, we're really seeing how hard it is for them to step up into this double support. And with the CC, the Gul'dan's able to stack pretty easily.
Yeah, and we do have the Echoed Corruption for the Gul'dan. So he's definitely looking for stacks on that extra damage.
Also the Consume Soul, which is very good on this map, allows you to consume a minion to heal. So, and with the constant battle around the minions, it'll allow him to get some self-healing pretty frequently.
I 100% agree with you. And again, I want to say welcome to everybody watching the stream tonight. If you're new to the stream, please leave a follow. It helps me out a lot. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, you do get points for it. I think that was a really nice unstoppable by Joanna to not get stunned by the Muradins. I mean, their poke damage is really successful by the looks.
Yep.
Oh, nice leap of faith.
Great pull. Yeah, we are starting to see that Cassia damage starting to amp up. Cassia, a very strong hero. And going with the inner light here, level 4, allowing her to get her own sustain.
Yeah, and they are making progress on the channel meter. They're up to about 40%. Looks like Malthael's going to stop it. Oh, 38%. However,
Yeah,
that does give... Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that they were able to sneak the siege camp up top for Cael'Thas can't spell, and Malthael's having a difficult time with that minus 20 armor into this Slam Sonya.
However, both teams are occupying a capture point at the moment, although Animaniacs have taken point control, so they are starting to add to their percentage. Oh, big dive. Leap out. Oh, Living Bomb doesn't spread.
Oh, huge condemn and
Very
punish there
good condemn. Holy.
by the dwarf. Little low on mana here for Lily. She's gonna, I don't know if she has her tap up. She might be looking for it now. Cael'Thas just used his. Cael'Thas sitting halfway to his globe quest.
Yeah, I think the stackings are going along nicely for both teams.
They are.
The corruption's probably a little lower than you'd hope. Usually about 5 minutes. I like to be around 20 already. Oh, Unstoppable gets popped. Oh, that was a cleanse on the Crushinator.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Malthael gets Sonya in
with
the
the
top
kill.
lane. Sorry, we missed that, guys.
Oh, wow. He touch of death at 7. Probably really impacted the self-healing on the Sonya. Very good talent there.
Oh, they counter kill with a Muradin, though. Malthael's looking to grab their... whatever camp this is. Sorry, I don't know all the StarCraft names. But Yodaru is not going to be able to take it. Pretty low on health.
He's able to get one minion and then backs off. Yeah, no, this the Malthael is going to start posing a real presence on this Sonya with this build. Die alone, does a lot of damage by itself, and then the touch of death, really good pickup here for this 1v1, really reducing the healing that Sonya will be able to get in the wave.
So channels are out 100% for CCS, and Animaniacs are at 18, so about a basic wave. They did get their siege camp, or bruiser camp for top, so we'll see what that can perform. And they are pushing hard with this camp.
Yeah, by doing the bruiser and doing the other camps, they're actually going to lose the fort here, I think. Interesting decision there.
And Unstoppable, a cleanse, nice cleanse on from mainly
Ooh,
onto
the bomb
Crushinator,
spread there.
keeping him alive. So we have 10s online for CCS. Quickly go over them for you, and then when 10s come online, you can do anime. Malthael goes down, Uther goes down. So we have Wrath of the Berserker for Sonya, Joanna with Lusty Shield, Ball Lightning, Phoenix by Cael'Thas, God Like It, and Jug of 1,000 for the Lady player. And all alts have been used, but 10s are now coming online for the Animaniacs, so I'm sure they're happy about that. We'll wait till they fill the board, and then I'll have the mark go down them for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Already we see, yes, we do see that Divine Storm from the Uther, and we see the Avatar, Last Rites, Light Bomb for the Anduin, and then the Horrify. The Horrify will be super strong here to really try and set up that additional CC. They have a lot of CC on the side of Animaniacs here. It'll be interesting to see how their team can use it.
Are you surprised at the Horrify as opposed to his other ultimate, or the Reign of Vengeance, that could help wipe out any enemy, like when the Zerg are coming rushing in? Or would you just prefer the Horrify?
I think Gul'dan has enough wave clear on his own that the Horrify will be good here. We did see it be used, and a great unstop by the Johanna to avoid it.
I agree. And Gul'dan's at 37 stacks for his quest. So
just about done.
He did really well in the last few minutes, going from 16 to 37.
Yeah, the CC from his teammates have really allowed him to get a lot of stacks. Oh, great Divine Storm there by the Uther to disengage.
Yeah, that ball lightning started doing damage, but Duck was able to get away because I noticed that his lead got interrupted. Focusing again onto him.
We see Jugs popped here a little early. Gul'dan finishing his quest.
But they do have bottom fort gone, and they are doing and Sonya gets a revenge kill.
Yeah, she has been landing these spears left and right on this Mouth L.
That's also going to give them an advantage for about 12 seconds to see what they want to play. But Malthael will be back in time, really, but when the channel starts, so there won't really be any loss in the normal fight. Looks like Cael'Thas finished his quest. Sonya was going to steal the camp, I think, but with 13, she's just going to press her lead.
Horrifying the pull down. Good horrifying to the towers. Missed the stun.
Nice
They still get the kill, but the counter kill on Gul'dan.
I really got to give kudos to the Lily player. The cleanses have been on point so far.
Yes, they really have. Great play. You see Jugs popped here, trying to confirm this fort. Unstop as well. They should be able to get it. Oh, maybe not.
Just a fraction.
Oh. KT is too low on mana to really help out with it.
Oh, and in the bottom, though, Sonya takes out Uther.
Yeah, it was a 2v1 for a moment, too. That was great play by Ulises there.
Top fort is gone on the side of Maniacs.
Yeah, now that we're starting to get into the later game, it's going to be a lot harder, even with all the CC, to really confirm and kill Cael'Thas can't spell. With the shield that Cael'Thas now has for himself, the cleanses, like you mentioned, that have been on point from the Lily, the armor that Cassia has, unstoppable from the Johanna. Even with all the CC, I'm curious to see if they can have enough damage as we have the fight coming out in the game. Wow, yep, there it is. Last Rites getting a stack there.
However, they did get their 100% Zerg wave pushing top.
They did.
And this one is pushing keep walls.
Yeah, and they do have a siege camp pushing behind. They could definitely push this in here. We see Uther trying to tank some of those banelings.
Yes. And also, like I like to point out to everybody, if my volume or the more volume is too high or too low, or the game volume is too high or too low, please let me know and I can adjust it accordingly. I think how I have it set right now, the volume should all be at great levels, even with my co-casters, but please, if he's too quiet or too loud, let me know, I can adjust. He's a healer, so I'm sure he's used to shouting out things to people.
It's true.
And first keep of the game is taken, with 39% of the Zerg waves left.
Yeah, we're seeing some difficulty for Maniacs with the bomb spread. We're seeing a lot of bomb spread, and we're actually seeing this bomb build.
Yeah, I love it.
From Cael'Thas, and maybe it was a decision that he made later in the game, realizing that they're spreading a lot, so he decided to switch up his build. Or if it's something that he's always done, I don't know.
I like it, and it looks like they're posturing boss. Or they're going to... No, it looks like they're going to gank. Go for a gank. Get a kill.
Yeah, with the 16 advantage here. Great gravity lapse by Kavlor.
Oh.
Wow. Great plays there. Great plays.
Big spear. So they steal the camp and will be taking boss.
Yep. Yeah, that's a very good point, Ace. The main tank Uther and a DPS instead of Murden may have been better. Yeah, I agree. When I was actually surprised to see the Murden picked up in draft. I see the CC potential and follow-up. Murden can do a lot of damage, especially with the build that he's taken. But yeah, I just don't know if Gul'dan's enough burst and follow-up damage to really get those kills that they're looking for. Oh, the spear. Wow.
Nice. Oh, wow. Cassie gets the credit for that kill, but we all know it was the team effort.
Great
Sonya
fear
goes
there.
down.
Follow-up stun by Duck Rogers to at least get the counter kill.
However, I mean, right now, Maniacs is being pushed back. They have a camp coming to the top and a boss working its way bottom. So I think the second fort is probably gone. I mean, 16's not online
Gravity
yet.
left the Blessed Shield.
Oh,
Wow, there's that burst damage from Cassia. Yeah, I mean, this is that's a healthy boss. They could really threaten it if they get another couple kills here.
I don't know. The boss is still pretty healthy once he takes out as well.
Yeah, so they're gonna play it safe and back off, go for the objective here. But the 2 keeps, that's gonna be a lot of pressure on the map that'll take them away from being able to go and contest the objectives.
Yes, and the map is literally being painted red by Cael'Thas.
Yes.
I mean, boss has been picked up. Every camp has been picked up. And they're all looking like they're working their way top. Going to take their siege camp and start the channel. So,
Yep, they're just playing this safe.
Maniacs has to make a call on where they want to go. They're on the same talent tier now, so that's a good thing.
You see the light bomb for the Murd, and then Levy's kind of caught out there. She can't cleanse herself, but she's able to get out. Blessed Shield here, great fear, but not enough to save the Mouth Hill.
Okay, Ace,
Darker
I
Rogers.
turned my volume up, so hopefully that's a little bit better. If it needs to go louder, just let me know.
I don't know if Peels is going to make it. The spear.
Oh, nice leap of faith.
Great Divine Storm. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get him out. No.
3 dead.
Yeah,
Core.
I mean, 2 camps pushing on core. This is a core. This is a core call. With the Sonya on core as well. Yeah, that's looking like GG.
Joanna just being a pain to the back line. 30, 22, 18, 17, 10, 5, 2, GG. Cael'Thas can't spell, taking game 1 in 16 minutes and 19 seconds. Well played.
Yeah, great game.
All right.
Great game from them.
So let's look at the stats. See if anything stands out to us. 65,000 healing by the Anduin. 42 by the Uther. 63 by the Lily, so really good job for the Lily player. Joanna with 0 deaths. Cassia, top damage for Cael'Thas at 61,000. Gul'dan with 75,000 and 110,000 siege. Good job. Anything stand out to you?
Yeah, I mean, the Gul'dan numbers are there, but something that Gul'dan has always struggled with is just being able to, he doesn't have like that kill finish ability. He's able to put out a lot of damage, he has a lot of good Zerg clear. I really think that they lacked those final moments of just finishing the kill. And maybe they were looking at it with the last rites, but how often was Malthel really with the 4-man? I think the damage numbers, and Gul'dan was doing his best at some great horrifies. And the CC early was really effective, but as soon as Cael'Thas can't spell hit their power spikes, it was really tough for Maniacs to really finish those kills.
All right, so what I'd like to do is I select one MVP from each team, and then at the end I pick an MVP for me of the series. So you tell me your choices for MVP of both teams.
Okay.
Who you thought stood out?
For Maniacs, I think Peels on Peels gets my MVP. He had some really good horrifies that allowed for some good counter kills. I really think he did everything he could in the situations that he had. For Cael'Thas can't spell, it's tough. I think everyone played really well. The Lily cleanses were super good. But I think I'm going to have to give it to Cavlor. He had some really good gravity lapses that I think really allowed them to get some picks and really set up that burst damage from Cassia.
Well, I agree with you with Gul'dan. I thought he was MVP for their team. And I want to give it to Caviar. However, as a tank player, I have to support the 0 death Joanna.
You're not wrong.
Right? I mean, it's hard to Joanna, one simple error after Unstoppable, and you're a dead person. So I have to give it to her.
Yeah, especially with all that CC, like she had to use her unstop in smart places and use it at the right time. And she did have some great blessed shields, some great condemns and punishes.
For sure.
So overall, great play.
Yeah. Overall thoughts of the game. I mean, I thought it started out really well for Maniacs, and then just as the heroes started developing, and I think Cael'Thas, whether he intended to or not from the beginning, decided to switch to that bomb build. I mean, that was a smart decision, and he produced some serious damage with that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I am curious to see or wonder if he actually did switch up his build, or if that's something he's more common to. Because I did notice a lot of bomb spread from Maniacs, and maybe just because of the way they heal with the Anduin W and the Uther W, maybe it just led to more clumping.
Right. Yeah, okay. Looks like we have our next map. I will join the lobby. It's listed in NGS. Oh, you're already there. Oh, I gotta ask one question. Let me see who chose the map. I'm gonna keep you guys in suspense because this is like one of my favorite maps. All right, let me update everything. All right, so as you see, Animaniacs has decided to take us to Infernal Shrines. So, like I say, it's one of my favorite maps. It's definitely one of my more favorite maps. So just give me a sec. I'm just going to do a quick promo for Phoenix Rising, and we will see where everybody's sitting at in the draft. So with Phoenix Rising, with Cael'Thas can't spell winning the map, they are up 1-0. I've been casting way too much Phoenix Rising. You can let them know the casters are ready if you'd like.
Actually, so I actually just whispered Cavalier. I was curious about if he switched his build due to this play, and he did say that he did switch it. He said if they are spreading it, I use it, and if not, he does go into that more flame for multi-heroes.
Perfect.
So really good knowledge and just gameplay from him.
Yep, that is awesome. That was a really well played. I mean, I think anybody on the team of Cael'Thas showed their worth and their mettle with the last game. So any of them could have been MVPs, and you in the audience may have your own choice of who you thought was MVP. We just have to go with what we know. All right, so let's get into the draft of Infernal Shrines. One thing I love, and Lamort may agree or disagree with me, but I really like Infernal Shrines because I think there's a place for almost every hero beyond the meta that can work well on this map if they have the team behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And if we watched any CCL games that happened, that was also shown. So we saw some Zagara played and other heroes that we don't necessarily see in other maps.
Hey Drapes, how you doing tonight, my friend? Glad you're able to join the stream for a little while. Alright, so we have Deathwing and Sylvanas banned by Cael'Thas Can't Spell.
Mm-hmm.
with a Sonya and yet to be named. I can definitely say I'm glad and expected to see the Deathwing Sylvanas. Both are super strong on this map, and they banned the KT, so a respect ban right away.
Yeah, I mean, and we do see the respect bans leading to the ability to pick up Chromie, which I do think, even though with a little bit of the nerfs, is still a powerful pick.
Oh yes,
I think the nerfs make it so she can't just 100-0 someone as easily.
yes.
With the reduced range on her slowing sands. But it makes her more, but she's still just as powerful.
So Cael'Thas Can't Spell was able to get Cael'Thas last game and were able to get the win. Maniacs weren't able to get Anna. It was banned, and that didn't work out so well for them. So this time, Cael'Thas is banned, and they get the Anna. So really looking forward to see. I mean, they're named after the hero, so.
Yep. Yeah, and vice versa. The Cael'Thas Can't Spell. Cael'Thas was able to get a win with their named hero. So it'll be interesting to see if they can pay them back.
I'd love to go to game threes. I just love it.
Oh, yes.
So far we do have the Anna and the Diva for the Maniacs, followed by a last Joanna ban for them. And we have like Chromie, as was mentioned, along with Brightwing and Hogger for Cael'Thas Can't Spell, with their final ban yet to be named.
How do you feel about the Johanna ban here, Spar?
Honestly, I think I can understand it. Helps to group the minions up. But I feel there's other tanks on this map that are more of an imposing presence. Something like an ETC or even a May or a Diablo. To me, those are the tanks that I would look to go to for on this map. Because when you get into those points of collecting minions, there's choke points. And you can really get knocked off your horse. But they are coming back with the Gul'dan and the Malthael again. And I think Malthael is going to have a probably better time against Hogger than he did against Joanna.
Yeah, so it is looking like we might go into like either a triple bruiser, or they really like this hypercarry Gul'dan look. I'm curious to see what their last pick is with the Diva and the Malthael.
I wouldn't be surprised to see an I'd be okay with an Imperious. I think Imperious would be an okay if they wanted to go triple bruiser, because Imperious can kind of play tank, and if he gets a lockdown, I mean, especially with a Diva Bomb and like a Gul'dan or a Sleep, I mean. But again, Garrosh could be good, ETC could be good.
There's that Garrosh that you said.
He just gives a lot. I mean, if anybody gets caught out of rotation or too far forward, and sometimes Hogger puts himself into precarious spots because he can't control his spin. So it's just a matter of, do they have the burst damage? Until Gul'dan gets stacked, do they have enough damage to kill that target?
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see if we run into the same problem as game one. Gul'dan will have a nano behind him, which is a very powerful.
Yes. So will Malthael too, though.
Yep, exactly. So the Ana does have options. And with the Malthael being in the 4-man, I think that last rites can be more used to get those finished kills like we saw the lack of in game one.
All right, would you like to introduce the team on the left for us?
Yes. So, on the Malthael, we have Sir Watson II, Sheepish Lion playing that Ana, doing the team's name proud. Peels on Peels playing that Gul'dan once again. Duck Rogers on the Garrosh. And we have Yotaru on the Diva.
And on for Cael'Thas Can't Spell and hoping for the win, we have Crushinator on the Chromie. Eric Excelric on the Brightwing. The Dwarf playing the May. Ulysses on the Hogger. And Cavalier on the Rainer. So, do you any thoughts on who you felt won the draft?
It's tough. I think that the Shrine presence is equal between both teams. Team fights, I feel for Maniacs, I feel like it's really going to be that level 10 threat of the last rites and Nano. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's pretty even.
Well, a bit more damage going on to Animaniacs than Cael'Thas in the first little scuffle or skirmish. Dwarf trying to do some stalling, which I think is going to held them back a little bit. Rotating back to mid. Quick look at our top laners. Full metal taken by D.Va. Not sure if I'm totally excited, sold on that one or not. The ability to self-heal is really good, and when she's in team fights, it'll help. Sometimes with like pro moves or something, you get those stuns and that heal can get better results for the team. But we'll have to see how she plays it.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I really think like the pro moves, like the armor is really effective. But it'll be interesting to see if like this is how she views playing the Hogger matchup.
Oh, 100%, right. And I mean, she's going to keep her health, so she will be able to stay toe-to-toe with Hogger, although she's pretty close to losing her Mac right now. Mm-hmm. And without minions to heal off of.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I was going to bring up, Spar, is the idea behind that level 1 is kind of being able to dual soak so that you just kind of constantly heal off minions. Like we see her getting that advantage from level 1 right now while there's no one in lane.
I mean, and I 100% agree. Like, looks like Hogger's trying to get the double soak in, and I really think D.Va should make her way to the double soak, or maybe even switch with the Malthael after he gets to camp and bring D.Va to the 4-man, and that Malthael can tandem with Hogger, and D.Va can really help with the soak. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I like D.Va's build is telling me that she wants to be dual soaking, which makes sense. I'm sure during the objective she's going to be looking to be in the off lanes, trying to pose that off lane presence.
A big toss on the Brightwing.
Good damage. All the sleep follow up here.
Oh,
the condemn, the nade. I think that's enough.
Oh, the heal's going.
The heals, wow.
140 hit points.
See, but that's a great example of that lack of finish that Gul'dan offers.
Yeah.
So that's when the last rites will be super helpful, and we'll see that come into play at level 10. What do you think about the throw range by Garrosh, level 1 Spar?
I love it. Right? I mean, being able to throw them back, farther into your team or into an area of predicament. I mean, how many times have we tried to chase down a Garrosh and then he turns around and throws us over a wall, and then you're stuck and you die kind of thing.
Yep.
I think it's really going to offer. Good for celebration. I mean, for disengage. Sorry. Medication talking. But it's really going to help, especially if he goes, and he did go into the fray. I mean, that's going to help. He can throw the D.Va bomb.
Yep. That's also a good point. They're on the D.Va bomb. There
that?
it is. Wow.
Like that.
What a play.
And the quarterback is toast. Oh, there's 3. However, Cael'Thas can't spell managed to get the Punisher, but it cost them 4 people to do it.
Yeah, wow. What a toss. That was, as we got done talking about it. Throws it in for an alley-oop with the D.Va bomb.
And I don't mind them stalling this Punisher, outside their wall, kind of forcing it to stay there. They're
100%.
Because this fort is going to kill this Punisher, and they're not going to take any damage on, even on the wall. It's just minuscule. Oh, we have an engage in the bottom. Malthael's going to have to duck out. Tried to hold it, but could not.
Yeah, he's okay to back out. they got that level advantage, looking to get that 10. Even with the Punisher, with those kills and the map control that they were able to have, really has given them this level advantage.
And they are a full level elite. And I know early on it's not just the kills that they got, so they're probably peeking away in experience too. Siege camps, both of them picked up by Cael'Thas Camp Spell. And we have Slowing Sand, or Temporal Loop.
Yeah, there's a Temporal Loop going out on Peels and Peels, and he goes down.
Nice counter, good counter
There's
kill.
no really cleanse or anything. The only person that has an unstop is the Garrosh and potentially the Mouthful if he chooses to go that route. So the Temporal Loop could pose a real problem for this Gul'dan.
Notch Falter, I hope that's your name and I pronounced it right. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. If I pronounced it wrong, I apologize. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. They are losing some minions bottom.
Yeah, we do see 10. Maybe trying to find something, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to before the enemy team gets 10 as well.
Now, do you want to go down the 10s for Animaniacs?
Yeah, for sure. We do see that last rites. As we see it, looks like she'll be okay with that unstop. Oh, but the taunt, the last rites is going to come out. Sheesh, wow. As we mentioned, last rites on the fear by Gul'dan. Great way to introduce the ultis here. Yeah, we see 3 ultis used as I introduced them there. The Horrify and the taunt and the last rites, and then the bunny hop from the diva. I've actually been enjoying going bunny hop recently in my own game. The extra CC is super powerful.
Yes.
Also the unstoppability, really, that will help the diva. And then we do see that nano coming in from the Ana.
Oh, Malthael goes down. Gets caught rotating. But he'll be back in time for the next objective. Meanwhile, there is a camp pushing top. CCS is trying to respond by grabbing their shaman camp, and I think they're going to have better positioning with this camp. I do believe, because the one shaman, it's going to be pretty close. They're going to all meet in the middle.
Yeah, it looks like Raiders should be able to get some pretty free clear here, especially going with that Exterminator. Should be able to clear this out pretty easily. But with it being close to the objective, we shouldn't see too much advantage going to the shaman.
Yodaru just hiding in the bushes, saying, "You can't see me." A little bit of a knock onto the Crushinator.
Yeah, looks like they're just giving the objective here, looking to get some structure damage bot. I don't disagree with this. I think, although it is a frozen Punisher, so I'll be curious to see how they play these next couple minutes, or next couple seconds, I mean.
That is for sure. I mean, they will need to defend. They can give up their fort, if they can take this fort. I just don't know if they have the damage to accomplish it. They're going to need to back or secure something before that Punisher gets too far
Yeah, it looks
ahead.
like they're just willing to sack the fort.
I think that's a good call, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the wall down. They're taking camp spot mid. I mean,
Yeah.
Dee was doing her work. She does have explosion
Yeah,
available.
explosion here. Let's clear out that wave. Yeah, they should be able to get the fort top, and they will be able to get the fort bot. So just a fort trade here. Nothing wrong with that. This will set up for a potential Punisher bot that will benefit Animaniacs pretty well to be hitting that keep wall.
For sure. I was surprised after the explosion that Yodaru jumped back into his mech as quick. Maybe that was concerned that Cael'Thas Camp Spell is going to jump on her. Or, just we all know that Diva does phenomenal more attacks per minute.
Wow, we see huge taunt and corruption damage there.
Ooh,
and then the
Hogger.
last rites finish that we talked about, that last rites finish coming in there. Bunny Hab looking like it's not going to get any value there, but it does force a disengage.
Good kill. Good push happening by Animaniacs. Looks like they are wanting to go to a game 3, which I love them for
They're
immensely.
showing the motivation for it.
And they're keeping their experience lead. They're now about a level and a half ahead. They're on their way to 16s relatively quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, getting that wall down will allow them to. They should be able to confirm if they win the Punisher this fort here. And if the objective pops up here soon, they'll have 16 while obviously while Cael'Thas can't spell, will be struggling to catch up in that EXP.
Give me 1 sec, guys, while I take us out until we get back into game. All right, so what do you think of the game going on so far while I play on some background music?
I think it's going kind of how we talked about during the draft. With it's pretty even, but we do see like the difference in the Malthael being in the 4-man, the ability to finish that high damage that Peels on Peels has been able to put out in that game 1, and now we're seeing that heavy damage put out this game, but with the ability to finish those kills with the last rights. And as a tank player, for anything specific you feel about May's build here?
Actually, I really like it.
Is that something that you typically go as well?
I sometimes, depending on my worry of lockdowns, I take the self-heal, I forget what it's called, at 7, the green icon, right?
Oh, yes.
Because it helps to remove like slows and if it's like a pre-cleanse if you time it right. But everything else is bang on to my point, and sometimes I do take the skating away. So, so far, I mean, looking at all the heroes and their builds, I mean, I'm not really surprised. The one thing I will say I am surprised at is the blink heal for Brightwing. I totally understand the reasoning for it, but I think when you're talking shrine objectives or to disengage safely, I was surprised to not see Emerald Wind. Now you're a healer. What would be your reasoning for taking Blink Heal over Emerald Wind?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe just like that. I mean, they are focusing one target. They're trying to burst them down with the corruption. Trying to get that last rights on them. So maybe the thoughts here is just behind Eric Ellick is just to try to get that little extra heal on that one person that's trying to get blow up. We see the additional spell armor granted by Pixie Power at 13.
Yeah.
So maybe it really is just that little extra heal as a thought process. I think that Emerald Wind could be good, like you said, around the objective, especially with that Diva Bomb, that Garrosh presence. But I do think maybe that is the reasoning behind that Blink Heal pickup. So
I have to say, we're really seeing a different team out of Animaniacs this game. Like, they seem to be putting the pedal down a bit more, and at the moment, it appears to be, like, to me, that they seem to be controlling everything that's happening on the map. I mean, they seem to have Cael'Thas can't spell push back a little bit. That can change for the next objective. A couple of kills with the comeback mechanics that we all love about heroes can get them back in the game. I just think if Animaniacs keeps the pressure on, I think this game could go to them because they have everything in place, and all everybody's doing is getting stronger. What are your thoughts?
100%. I do think that Animaniacs have the opportunity to snowball this game heavily in their favor, especially with this next upcoming objective, depending on how fast it procs here. Cael'Thas Can't Spell will be struggling to get that 16 to contest. I do think that Animaniacs went in with a plan on game 1. Didn't quite work the way they wanted to later in the game, and they're kind of running the same kind of style with that gold band Malthael, but adding a little bit more healing potential from Ana, the setup from Garrosh. We already saw that beautiful Diva Bomb throw.
Oh, I know.
That 2K. Great play.
Yeah. That so far, and it may change, but that has been, for me, that's the play of the game now.
I agree. It got a reaction out of me. I'm sure it got a reaction out of the viewers as well. It was a great play, great setup by that Garrosh. So it'll be interesting to see if we see more of that coming in, especially around this next objective here. The pummel from Hogger is something that I've been looking at 13. That spell power reduction is very powerful, especially on this map where if you have the angle set up, you can get that proc on almost all the heroes. And against a Malthael Gul'dan, I mean, where all their damage really comes from that spell power, it will be interesting to see this next team fight if that does play a part in that damage reduction.
Totally agree. I think the only disadvantage right now for Animaniacs is that they have Cael'Thas can't spell pushed so far back that they are they're trying to get their experience. They will get 16, but if they keep pushing as hard, I mean, they're gonna have to reach for it.
Yeah.
All right, letting them know if we're ready. Well, we can't type, I know that. Turn off our music. Let's just get back into game. Alright, so here we go. We're getting the countdown. Let's get back into the game. That's probably the longest countdown I've seen in forever. Usually people count from like 3 or 5. Not from 10. Although Drapes the other night wanted to do a countdown from 100. That got vetoed.
I'm sure it did.
So just looks like, are they setting up a party bush maybe?
Maybe just
or looking to see somebody.
They're for that bruiser, seeing if they'd maybe try and contest.
Well, this bruiser's going to give them 16. They have it now. So we have the mortal combo. That's going to make Garrosh even scarier. Oh, big toss. There's the May.
And the sweep follow the taunt. Wow, the TP is not able to go through. Wow, great follow-up and damage there we see.
May had no time to pop her trait.
No, if she was hands off keyboard, she could have ran, got a drink, and came back.
Yeah.
Nothing would have changed.
She still can. She's got 20 seconds forward.
Yep.
And again, I want to say thank you for everybody tuning in. Appreciate the heck out of you. With me, if you're not sure, I am being co-casted by Lamort. He is the healer for Phoenix Rising Citrine, trying his hand at casting, so asked him to join me, and he was able to. And it's been a really good series so far. First game went... later game was taken over by Cael'Thas Can't Spell, and in this game, Animaniacs seems to be holding the lead. However, 16s are now on talent. Gul'dan's time trap. Oh, wow, nice friendly
great into the fray by Duck Rogers there. Wow, that was great. My thoughts were maybe popping a Horrify there to try and engage while the time loop happens, but Duck Rogers obviously knows his hero, made the play.
Here's a taunt.
There's that Horrify. The bunny hop follow-up there. The CC. She does able to get the non-stop down.
What else can she do?
The throw again. Wow.
Oh, nice ice wall.
Ice wall.
Oh, man.
See, Watson, the second on the flank, gets the last rights.
Wow. Nice last rights by the Malthael player, Sir Watson. It's just a whole different team here. Sleep, stun.
Wow, great sleep there. Interrupted the Hog Wild. Yeah, just great coordination here from Animaniacs. You could tell they've ran this style of play before. They're looking really good with it.
Oh, I 100% agree. I mean, it's... and I'm so glad they saved it for game 2, because if we can get it to a game 3, I just can't wait to see what they're going to bring out.
Oh, 100%, especially with like the fairly dominant performance, especially the later the game from Cael'Thas Can't Spell, and now the dominant performance from Maniacs. I hope this does go get game 3, so we do see that good match.
And I'm surprised, like, so far the tide has not shifted out of Maniac's favor.
No, it has not. They've been able to hold on to this lead and really snowball the game into their favor. They've been positioning around this game really well.
And what I like is they're running their 4-man so fluidly. The Diva has all the time in the world. She's taken top fort now, so all forts are gone. I mean,
Yep.
they have to send somebody to stop her, but I mean, they are giving such an advantage for like Animaniacs. Just they're taking everything they have and just keep pushing with it. So I love whoever is doing the shot calling, and their rotations are just on point. 9-2 in kills.
Yep.
And really, I thought the time loop could be a big factor, as when it was first picked, they got that kill on the Gul'dan, but they learned to play around it, I think, rather successfully.
Yeah,
Gul'dan
I think Gul'dan has been playing a little bit more safe, and now with that end of the fray, like what a great ability to use to cleanse that temporal loop.
Yeah, if you don't have a cleanse on your team, just take a Garrosh. There's your cleanse.
Yep, that's a very good point. Good to see them invading this camp. Nothing much Cael'Thas Can't Spell can do, seeing how they're backed up in their own base with all these waves. And now the threat of 20 just around the corner.
And I know for next objective, definitely Animaniacs will have 20. I'm just not sure how close Cael'Thas Can't Spell will be able to get to getting to 20 as well.
Yeah, I think if the objective doesn't proc here in the next 10 seconds, I think they'll be able to get it. Looking for this Mouthveil, but he knows wiser. He knows better. But yeah, I do think that these waves are pushed in enough that Cael'Thas Can't Spell will be able to contest with 20. I am curious to see what Animaniacs chooses to do with their 20, though. Looks like they're looking at this camp. I would like to see them siege up on this mid keep. But it looks like they're going for the camp here.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but I understand their gameplay. You know, you take camps out of pressure, out of the game for the opposing team. I mean, their pressure just gets dwindled. Especially, like, we have 2 camps, right, with Witch Doctors coming into this.
100%.
There could be a lot of kitty cats.
Oh, wow, there's a great Horrify there. The Rainer out of position. He's able to get out. Little lack of follow-up there. I don't know if there weren't quite enough abilities, but we see
There's
the
a
taunt.
taunt. Blast Rights. Takes out May. Ice Wall goes. Garrosh. Oh, he wasn't. Got
Little
into
toss
position
there
just
and
in
got a little
time.
damage and crush.
No, they are pushing keep. I'm sorry, they are pushing keep now.
Sir Watson, the second is taking torque. Wow.
Oh, Malthael goes down. Chromie goes down. Diva trying to get away. Diva stuck. Oh,
wow, great peel from Duck Rogers there. You see Malthael not afraid to get that trade there with his no one can stop death at 20, being able to start the shrine now.
100% agree. I mean, it was a sacrifice, and it was like, yeah, I'm willing to take it. Right? I needed the Hearth back for mana anyway, type of thing.
Mana trade.
Mana trade, right? And grabbing Siege Camp while taking the objective camp. Yeah, I don't even know what these little guys are called. Soldiers? They don't look like that. But they're skeleton warriors, right?
I think so. I think they're technically called Skeleton Warriors, but everyone calls them monkeys, or everyone has their own name for them, really.
Exactly. And this is a Frozen Punisher, and it is pushing bottom lane to keep.
Yeah, I mean, the map is really opened up for Animaniacs here. They can really do whatever they want. Mid fort of 4th HP, top fort 3/4 HP, and they should be able to, especially with the Frozen Punisher. Looks like they're going to confirm mid, and that Frozen Punisher is going to be doing work bot. So I really like this decision here. Get double forts or get double keeps out of this.
Oh, yeah.
With that Exterminator Rainer really tearing into that Punisher, they might not be able to confirm this. We'll see.
That looks like they are not able to, but they did confirm mid-keep.
Yep.
They were able to get a
they're
camp
playing
in.
slow and methodical here.
Yeah. And in fact, like, they're sticking to their game plan. You don't push it. You know, we have the advantage. Just let's take camps for every chance we get.
Yeah, we see that's exactly what they're doing here.
And again, like I say, with 20s on for both now, I think Cael'Thas is going to be looking for that engage.
Yeah, I mean, best case scenario here, as I say that, we see the objective popping mid. I was going to say, best case scenario here, the next objective pops top, and that will allow Cael'Thas can't spell to get a 20-20 fight and get the objective pushing top to get a top keep. But here we see mid. It's going to have to be maybe a couple more fights for Cael'Thas can't spell to get back in this game.
Well, they are trying. I mean,
Oh, yes.
they're clearing everything away, trying to push out their lanes. And it's just the only, I mean, the advantage for them to taking this Immortal is it will be about a 20-minute Immortal. So
100%.
it gives them a good chance to push Fort and possibly, like, to keep Wall, possibly.
Yeah.
It would just
We see them
depend.
here trying to take some map control back.
Oh, and look at what they are doing
Yeah,
there.
there they are. There's the response.
sneaking
Great
back.
response here. Yeah, nano boost even to confirm it. Wow. Yep. Yeah, they have a game plan and they're doing it.
And they're going to probably get this camp out of it unless they want to just leave the camp.
So they
Oh,
get
Chromie
this
gets
now.
some interrupt onto Duck.
They don't have
think he's
nano
working.
boost here.
Ice Wall
Also
goes out,
Hyperion.
gets Garrosh. He's going to be frozen. Oh,
Oh,
Pop's
on
unstoppable.
Wow,
Throws
great
his taunt.
silence there. Great silence. That was a great proc on the level 16 Hush from Brightwing. The silence. Now Peels on Peels is in a bad spot. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah,
There's a
hers.
level 20.
Oh,
That team in
cheeky
circle
move.
just baiting them.
So by the looks of it, they're only down one player. Objective hasn't been called yet. They do have an advantage they can push with. You know, would you guys want to go, like, take out mid-keep or fort and then pressure bottom?
Yeah, I think here you are looking for mid-4, especially because you have to send Hogger back. You don't have that 5th band to push in top keep. I think getting this mid-4 is good. It'll allow for some catapult pressure in mid to at least alleviate a little bit. The Dwarf's taking a lot of damage here. Hopefully Chromie will be able to get a W off. Now it looks like still lives.
And if
Yeah.
we do go to a game 3, everybody, I'll put up a poll after the draft happens as we get into the game on who you feel is going to win game 3. After you see the draft, of course. So. And that's if we go to game 3.
76% left on the core for Cael'Thas can't spell here. This is a pretty lethal Punisher here if they can't get any kills. And
It's an arcane Punisher, so he'll be strong. But
yep.
oh, big throw onto Ulysses. He gets away. Bunny hop going out.
Oh, there's gonna be a stun on 3 people here by the May.
Nice save.
Yeah, man, with the
Good
Frey
time
used. Wow, a lot of damage put on Crush there. A lot of corruption damage. He uses the timeout to negate that damage.
Yoder's all over him, though.
Demon Circle is forced to use. Oh,
And it
there's
goes down. Garrosh
there's
goes
the no
down.
control by Hogger.
Malthael goes down. That's 3. Malthael pops right back up, though.
And looks like they will be getting bot keep. Yotaro trying to cheeky a little bit of the, wow, Yotaro might,
Oh,
okay, wow, Yotaro almost snuck that right from under their nose.
Yep.
That would have been really bad for them.
now they do have to send somebody back because they have 2 catapults about to be, and a siege camp about to be on their core again.
Yep, and then 2 other catapults are almost there as well. Yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of
they have to be
pressure.
looking for something here. They send Brightwing back. She does have that phase shift up. Minion wave should spawn here in a second. Garrosh and Ana are up here in a second. Double stun by the Punisher there. Follow up. Wow.
And that's a full death for Malphite.
Yep. Diva almost has bomb here for a little disengage here. Horrify on the Brightwing, not going the way they wanted. Ice Wall, John Cena putting in the work. Diva bomb going a little too far.
14 set. Wow.
Wow.
What a comeback for Cael'Thas. Can't spell.
Yep.
My gosh.
Wow.
All it takes, one
Yep.
kill at the right time.
Yeah, I mean they were able to stagger there at the end the deaths on Maniacs, and really great play from Maniacs, but the comeback potential and the ability, really a great play by Ulises at that last fight, the no control, just completely obliterating the team.
Oh, 100%.
And Peels on Peels was forced to use his Demon Circle there as well to get out.
All right, let's look at numbers. Healing numbers are close to the same, so good job on the healers. Really good job for the Ana to get those numbers out. Top siege was 169,000 for Gul'dan, 157 for Diva. And also their top damages at 63 and 43 respectively. Meanwhile, for Cael'Thas, they have 174 siege for Chromie, 144 siege for Raynor, 148 for the Hogger player. I mean, their top damage was Raynor at 51, and Chromie and Hogger following slightly behind at about 50,000, just shy. Anything you see in the numbers that jumps out to you?
No, nothing too out of the ordinary. One of the things I really wanted to compliment Yotaru for is that 0 deaths on Diva. It goes to show that he wasn't really giving up many mechs. He played a really good game.
All right, let's go to our MVPs for the game. You bet.
Let's see. For Maniacs, I'm gonna have to give it to either Duck Rogers or Yotaru there. Especially that first bomb explosion. That was an amazing play from them. Again, I really respect the Diva play, the ability to not give up a lot of deaths. And then I have to give the MVP to Ulises. That last fight really gave them the favor there. That last no control.
I am going to go with Yotaru as well. Diva, great job for not dying and trying to get that shrine at the end, which was really great. Play of the game definitely goes to Duck Rogers. And I think I'm going to go with the Brightwing. I like the Hogger play and the Raynor, but I think the Brightwing not dying once really helped keep their team into it. You know, knowing when to play safe, when to not. All right, so let's
100%.
go back. Let's go to our best of, so you guys can see where we're at. It was domination for Cael'Thas Can't Spell. Let me do this, and let me see if we have... And we do. We are joined, for everybody in the audience, the man, the legend, the player himself. I have Crushinator with us. Say hi, Crushinator.
Hey, how you doing, fellas?
We are good. Lots to talk about. I mean, that first game, they had you guys in the beginning. They had you guys early game, and then you guys came back so strong in that first game. So let's talk about that one first. Tell me about your thoughts with the draft. If you had any concerns, and did you guys? Your Cael'Thas build I really want to talk about, so I'll get into that after. Just tell us about your thoughts on first game.
First game was really cool. We don't get to play Braxis all that much, so we've got it. We've got some practice on it. We've got some research done into it, but not a lot of just games logged. So we thought, the name of the game is usually, strong point control, long fights, and especially into the double support Uther Anduin. We knew that the fights were definitely going long. So we went with big blinds and Lili to try to just get as much damage over time as we could. And really in that mid game, once we figured out that we couldn't step up all that much, and we started just really putting damage into Murd, and things started turning around, and that felt really good.
So, were you surprised at all about the Murden pickup after seeing like the Uther and the healer?
It's not something that you see a lot, but I mean, Murden, of the tanks that you could pick, Murden has the potential for a lot of damage.
Oh yes, I agree.
Like, if you've got, Uther who can be a secondary front line, if Murden needs to dive on back there and bring some pain, get some extra stuns, there's not really any other tank who can do it quite like Murden. So I did like that choice for bringing in the extra tank along with the double healer.
Okay. And then I want to talk about Cael'Thas. Was that a build that he had intended on going, or did he to let you guys know that he was going bomb build? Because once he started building onto his bombs, I mean, he was really a good deciding factor into your team fights. I mean, they had to be so spread out for the living bombs, and I was just, as a Cael'Thas player, I mean, I really respected his talent picks, and it's like he knew this is the best thing for me to go to get the maximum damage for the team. So was that a team decision, or did he just, is that how he likes to play it, or?
That's Kavlor's choice 100%. Like I try to leave it up to my players to get their talents in order to know what they want to do in that particular situation. And in Braxis, into a team like that wants to go on long fights and needs to control the point, being able to have those bombs onto that Uther Murden and spread back onto the Gul'dan especially, because you've got to stay on the point. If they back up to try to spread out for bombs, then they give the point over to us. So it really worked out well. So good job by Cael'Thas there.
Oh, good job by your whole team. I mean, in the beginning, they seemed to have you guys pinned down. And like I say, just as your Cassia talents, and I really liked your self-heal at level 4, by the way.
Thank you.
But as you guys started to build and get your levels under your belts, you guys just started to dominate, and then you never let go, right?
Yeah, that's a big deal on Braxis. Like you've got to establish early and hold on to it. Like things, even like pre-level 4, they were coming at us pretty hard.
Yes, they were.
And we knew that we had to turn things around right then, or the game would just snowball out of control. Because once you get that first objective, it's so hard to come back on Braxis. So I'm glad that we were able to turn things around as quickly as we did.
Lamort, is there anything you would like to ask or talk to Crushinator about from that point?
Just one thing. I feel like in that first game, a lot of CC from the enemy team did pose an early threat, but I think as you guys scaled, you guys were able to hold off against it. And like you said, just really turn it around. I did feel that it was tough for the enemy team to finish those kills. I feel like the Gul'dan was doing as much as he could. He had some good horrifies, but it was tough for them to finish those kills. What was your guys' game plan on negating that Gul'dan damage, or just like turning that around?
Yeah, so they went with the Uther Anduin Murden, which means that they were going to be light on damage. Gul'dan brings a lot of damage, but it's not very quick, which is fine because they took a lot of CC. So if they get the Uther stun, they get the Murden stun, the Anduin root, the fear, that's enough of a CC train to allow Gul'dan slow damage to get a kill. But that's where I brought Lili in, to have a low cooldown cleanse, to break up that CC chain and get everyone healed up with the jugs. And then all of their CC is now on cooldown, and we can just move in with our sustained damage.
Yep, and that was a super good play. Sparhawk and I were both complimenting. The Lili cleanses were on point that game. So great game.
Yeah, Eric has been putting in a lot of work on that Lili just to get those cleanses on point, so shout out to him for that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, holy, he saved you and Cael'Thas. I think I gave up counting the amount of times he got you guys out of trouble, right? So definitely got to give your healer kudos from myself and from Lamort. Okay, so let's talk Infernal Shrines. We know how the comeback mechanics of Heroes of the Storm work, and we know that at the right time, near the right level, if you can get that kill or 2 kills or 3 kills, the whole game can change. And that was, as far as I was concerned, the case of Infernal Shrines. It looked like to me they had you guys really on the ropes and staggering for the better part of it. But once you guys got your 20s, for that one shrine fight, you just secured so many kills. And you started staggering the kills. So you're just able to push and win the game. So, like, how was it feeling as the game was progressing? Like, were you guys at all saying, oh, we may be going to a game 3? Or was it just a simple matter of, okay, guys, let's calm down. We know how the game works. Let's take that fight. Let's get on even talent tiers, and then we'll take that fight and see what happens. Because had they taken... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like from the draft, from what I saw, the game plan from the start was just get to level 20. We've got the flash freeze with May. At 18, I get the piercing sands to really start pushing damage through the Garrosh. We get the no control on Hogger, and just a lot of stuff unlocks that negates what their pick comp was trying to do. And they executed it well. Like, we gave up a lot of untimely deaths in that sort of 10 to 19 range that, we would obviously rather not have given up.
Right.
But they played that comp well. They found the picks. They rotated around aggressively. And I'm glad we managed to hang on to 20 and actually get to those advantages, because that's really where Garrosh and comps like that can start to falter, as they don't get that giant spike when it comes to a team fight. Their spike is, in that 10 to 16 range. And they really, they capitalized on that. And we were happy to be able to stay in until 20s.
I hate to say it, but for me anyway, the play of the game was really early on. I think it was the first shrine when you guys started backing away and the Diva Bomb went out and Garrosh just tossed it onto 2 of your guys and killed us. Right?
That was a pretty dope play.
And
we saw it the first time and went, "Oh, that's a thing."
That is a
thing. To look out for it. I remember calling in the late game, one of the later game shrines. I'm like, because the Diva Bomb was way on their half. I'm like, watch for the throw. It's coming over the middle. And we had to early split and be ready for that into the fray.
Right, and there was the one time that the Diva Bomb basically whiffed past everybody and really put itself into neutral territory where there was no danger. And I think that was near the last shrine that allowed you guys to push more onto them to secure your comeback victory. Like I said, which was awesome to watch. I mean, we spent most of that game saying, right, are we going to a game 3? And then in a matter of 3 minutes, you guys were like, nope, we're ending it here.
Yeah,
so
like we had given up enough picks at that point that we knew we had to take this opportunity, or else we were going to have to. The onus was on us. We had to play well. We had to avoid getting caught out for that much longer if we don't go core there. So
right.
that was really the moment we had to seize.
Okay. Well, I'll give it to Lamort and see if he has any questions, comments, or things he'd like to talk to you about for Infernal Shrines. Lamort, anything?
Yeah, I mean, most of the things have already been stated. I think, it was really great play at the end there. The no control from Hogger really put out a lot of damage there at the end that really allowed you guys to get that late game push and win the game. But what was your guys' reaction? What was comms like when, it seemed like Maniacs just really had that map just figured out. They were rotating really well. They were able to just really play the game really well macroly. What was your comms like trying to figure it out?
So at the end of the game, all we were looking to do was wait for them to show on one of our keep walls. We couldn't figure out where they were on the map. They had all of our lanes pushed in. And if we went looking for them, there's no chance we would have taken a favorable engagement. That's where Garrosh lives. But we waited for them to push onto a keep wall and went there. And if we could dismount them, if we could get a chase, that was our fight, and that's how we ended it there. We managed to dismount the Garrosh. May was able to catch up and get a nice ice wall, and we just took it from there.
Awesome. And then last question for you. What was your reasoning behind temporal loot?
So I wanted to go temporal loop that game because they didn't have a cleanse outside of Into the Fray, which is, it's doable. It's tough timing.
For sure.
So I thought I could get it off, get that going there. And I think it's really effective in specifically Malthael. Malthael relies on, moving around with that Reaper's Mark, being able to reposition and go in only when they want to. And Temporal Loop has a pretty surprising range on it. So as long as I could get that onto Malthael, call it out, he doesn't actually have a lot of health, especially when you kill him quickly. So that was my plan there. If I was able to get an Honor or a Gul'dan with it, that's great. But it was really for the Malthael.
That's good. Thanks for your thoughts. And that's all I got, Spar.
All right. Well, I won't keep you from celebrating with your team. So I will give you the floor for shout-outs. And if you want to let people know when your next match is, whatever you feel like ending this off for the part of your team, go ahead, sir.
Fantastic. Well, first, shout-out to my team. We've been putting in a lot of work. We've had a lot of back-to-back matches lately, so I appreciate everyone putting the time in and working to get better as a squad. It's been really, really fun. Shout out to Maniacs. Thank you very much for the series and the nice laid-back times. It's fun to play against folks who are in it for the fun and are just chipper, upbeat folks. That was awesome. Shout out to my organization, CCS. Of course, shout out to Valk's mom, as is tradition. And shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for picking up the cast. It was looking like we weren't going to have a caster, and then you jumped on it. So I appreciate that very much.
It was my pleasure. Haven't had, like I said, I don't think I had a chance to cast you guys yet this season, and I really wanted to. Plus the fact that I really love the Animaniacs logo, so it was like, yeah, I'm taking
It's pretty
it.
good.
Right. All right. So on that note, I'll let you go and enjoy with your team. I can't wait to see what you guys can bring in the future. I know I'll be paying attention to trying to pick up some of your games to see what you guys are bringing into the future as we get closer to the end. So
Yeah. We've got a little bit of a lull. Our next game is next Thursday, April 1st. So we've got, 10 days till our next match, but we just played 3 matches in 5 days.
Ooh.
So I think we're due a little bit of a break.
it is, yes. Any team would want to say that. So, yeah, I'll let you go enjoy your team. Tell them that I thought they all played extremely well and have kudos from me. So thank you for the interview. I'll let you go. Lamort and I are just going to close up, and then we will call this a done deal.
All right. Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
Take care, sir. King XTA, thank you for the follow. I really, really appreciate it. All right, so we got to watch a couple of, I thought, rather exciting matches that definitely could have went either way tonight. Give me your final thoughts on what you thought of the matches, what we thought of casting. Just give me an overview of how you felt about tonight.
Well, it felt good casting with you, Spar, someone who casts as well as you. It felt good to kind of learn some tips, and I'll definitely be looking forward to casting again. But yeah, the games, super good games. Game 1, as was mentioned before, by Crush, they were able to all it in their favor a little bit after that first Zerg and really start taking control of the map. Game 2, as you know, Spar, that was a fun game to watch. A lot of great plays made, from the Diva Bomb throw to a 5-man ice wall, and just great stuff.
Yes, I thought it was. I thank you, Acceleric, for the follow. Sorry, I wasn't going to cut off Lamort to say that, but I'm saying it now. So I thank everybody who followed tonight. For those who want, I am casting again tomorrow night. I will be casting Phoenix Rising Sapphire versus the Ice Crown Citadel Queens. This is going to be a Division E East game, and it will start at the same time at 9 o'clock Pacific or 6 o'clock Pacific or 9 o'clock Eastern time. So I want to thank Lamort for joining me. I thought you did a really good job of play-by-play analysis, as well as with your knowledge of the game. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And other than that, guys, we're going to play some outro music. I'm just going to do a quick advertisement, play some music, and then we will call this a night. So I will say thanks to all of you, and I'm looking forward to either seeing you tomorrow night from my cast or seeing you in the Nexus. So